Hi, my name is Andres, and I'm fulfilling my application for LMU's graduate program in yoga studies. I wanted to share my intention and goals for joining LMU, and part of my intention is the happy medium, the middle path that studying in Los Angeles offers, and with the methodology of the West. I've studied a little bit in India, and I feel sometimes in a struggle with the methodology of the one way guru student methodology that can be pretty persistent and I don't know, not fulfilling the questioning that I've had. And I grew up with that as well. In Guatemala, sometimes it's a little bit frowned upon to question further, especially in sensitive topics like, I don't know, religion, God. And I remember as a kid, I would tell my parents, I'm the black sheep. And it was a funny sensation to kind of recognize that and step up into it. And I think yoga has allowed me to go deeper into my experience, into what is it that I feel, and a tool for finding balance in that sense. Um, I found yoga because my body just needed balance. Overall, I had injuries from soccer. I was always going 110%, and that brought injuries in ankles, hamstrings, groin, and eventually I dislocated my shoulder. So yoga always presented itself as a healing tool for me to stop and breathe. And I took my first teacher training, the 200-hour teacher training in Rishikesh, because I wanted to be closer to the source. And I found a very opening space with all the commercial yoga that can be Rishikesh and all the noises around it. But it was very eye-opening. It made me aware of how much yoga is and how much I didn't know. So that brought awareness into um, what yoga can be, um, a practice that one can develop, and that it takes years and years and years. And now I'm finding myself wanting to go deeper into not just the asana practice, but into the philosophical aspects of it, into the practice of breath, into the practice of swadhyaya, of self-study. And I find that LMU's program is pretty complete in the sense that it takes you to India and takes you to study at some of the universities that I was actually looking into. So I feel like that approach serves me well for both instances of living in a country abroad and going to India to the source of knowledge. After my 200-hour teacher training, I started teaching as much as I could, and I started practicing full-heartedly. And then I joined a 3-month program at the Yoga Institute in Mumbai, which allowed me to go deeper with the support of other students, of teachers, of people that have dedicated their life to the practice, and living in a place where yoga is more than just asana, and it's tools for living. It's tools for not just living but thriving, as well as dealing with the suffering, and a tool and a way out. And so during that course, I was able to go deeper into Samkhya Yoga, into the Yoga Sutras, into the books of the Bhagavad Gita, and else. I continued to travel with my backpack, which was maybe a detriment to my practice. And now I have stopped for a bit, or at least for a bit, here in Antigua, Guatemala. And I'm looking to share the practice with more people around here. So, let's see. Academic study areas. I'm interested in learning Sanskrit. I feel like it's a language that gets you closer to God, and there's so much meaning to it, and so much that we don't know, that sometimes only can be expressed with another language. So that makes me very excited. Going deeper into the comparative religion studies and the comparative mysticism, it's also a course that I'm looking forward into and satisfy my monkhood qualities that my partner would highlight in me. I can sometimes be like extreme in some ways, and I like finding the middle ground through the depth of knowledge of yoga. And well, finally, why now? Well, because I have time right now, and I think it would be a valuable investment to study a master's degree, which gives real authenticity and depth of practice, supported by a learning institution like LMU. It also gives credibility with other institutions, like when going to India for Kaivalidam and Pondicherry. I find that very exciting opportunities of collaboration and deeper research. Um, and I also have the intention and goal of bringing like deeper yoga into maybe academic institutions or simply to the people that actually need it in places like Guatemala, where you see a culture that has been oppressed by years since the conquista. We can go back to roots, and yoga helps any and every spiritual practice. And the spiritual practices are nothing but practical things that people need. So bridging that gap, I feel like it can be a useful element, and bridging that gap for people to be able to go deeper into themselves. So I'm excited to join LMU in August of 2020 and to go deeper into the practice. And the cohort model also excites me, so that it'll feel very supportive and opening for everybody just to unfold and embrace the madness that we all are. So thank you very much. Namaste.